The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. I think we can, yep, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron Juck, and welcome to the program for this 23rd day of May 2024. We have ourselves a doubleheader that 16-year-old me would have loved to have watched every pitch of in person. It is the Boston Red Sox and the Kansas City Royals. The Red Sox a one-game lead in the American League East. The Kansas City Royals, four back of the Minnesota Twins as we play the games of Friday, July 15th, 1988. I know exactly where I was for this doubleheader. I was DJing a dance here in Burlington, not knowing that I would be living here all these years later. And if you want the ultimate and late 80s cool, as when Pesky Poll, if he watches this later, will, there's no Nomar Garcia Parra, but there is. How you doing, John? It is a beautiful day for two. I mean, my goodness, you got Roger Clemens in the opener versus Brett Saberhagen. How about that for super cool? And you know who's in left field for the Kansas City Royals? It's Bo Jackson. It's Roger Clemens. It's Bo Jackson. Go microwave yourself a pizza. Go find yourself a bottle of clear something or another, or just Coke or Pepsi or whatever, and enjoy. Because it doesn't get any more 80s. The Roger Clemens, Bo Jackson, the Red Sox and the Royals in a Battle Royale doubleheader next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988. Today it's a doubleheader, a natural doubleheader between the Boston Red Sox and the Kansas City Royals from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. And today's games are brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Well, we do stuff every once in a while. But no, I was going to be good. I got to be good. All right, so here we go. It is Roger Clemens versus Brett Saberhagen. Saberhagen has not pitched well against the Red Sox. Roger Clemens on this rainy night in Boston, or rainy afternoon in Boston, 2-0 with a 1.23 ERA.
Play ball.
And play ball indeed here. So it'll be Clemens versus Saberhagen. Roger pitched in the All-Star game, but that won't matter for these purposes. He's 26 years old, splitter at 94, ground ball pitcher. He is 11-5 with a 3.21, but not a heck of a lot of contact ERA. In fact, the league is hitting 226 against him. And the whip actually is just a hair above real life. He last pitched on the 9th against the White Sox, an 8-6 win. He went the distance and threw 153 pitches. So, that was a hard-earned win. He allowed 13 hits, 6 runs all earned, a homer, and struck out 8. He has thrown 2 shutouts this year. He shut out Toronto and Baltimore, and the season high for K's is 13. That was against the Yankees on June 13th. 162 2/3 in the first half for Roger. 136 hits, 63 runs, 58 earned. He's allowed 13 homers. He's walked 37 and struck out 179. He has 15 more starts on the year. This is start number 21 for Roger. And in case you're wondering, he's getting a run support of 515. Here's how the Royals will line up for this one. Yeah, it is warm, it is sticky, but not as bad as it was yesterday. We hit 90 in town for the first time. This is not inside pitch, Mr. Gardner. How you doing? You mean it's not a split admission doubleheader? No split admission. This was a 5. I'll tell you what, how long ago this was? This was a 5:35 first pitch at Fenway. Willie Wilson leads off in center field. Kurt Stillwell will bat second and play short. Kevin Seitzer and his orchestra at third will bat third. George Brett, the DH. He will clean up. Danny Tarnable in right will bat fifth. Frank White at second goes sixth. Bo Jackson in left will bat seventh. Bill Buckner, yep, he's with the Royals. He'll play first and bat eighth. And Mike McFarland behind the plate will bat ninth. Clemens can go the distance. Defensively for the Red Sox, Mike Greenwell a 5 and a 3 in left. Ellis Burks a 7 and a 5 in center. Dwight Evans a 6 and an 8 in right. Wade Boggs a 7 at third. Jody Reed is a 3 at short. That's his job now. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Todd Benzinger a 2 at first. Gedman an 8 and a 7 behind the plate. And Clemens a 3 with a 971 fielding percentage. Now, of course, the paradox is this team is in first place at the break. They're not firing John McNamara. Although in real life, it's Joe Morgan at the helm, and this is the start of 24 in a row at home wins. Willie Wilson stepping in at 266, 3 triples and 21 RBI. And this one starts strike 3. Clemens got him on a full count curve, 1 out. Clemens would set a Red Sox record in '88, fanning 291 in 264 innings. Here's Kurt Stillwell at 240, 2 homers and 28 RBI. Clemens deals, and there's a ground ball base hit right side, so no-hitter. Evans throws it back in, and there's a 1-out single for Kevin Seitzer, hitting .309, 5 homers and 38 RBI. Now the Royals have 4 lefties in the lineup. That's the 2 switch hitters and the 2 lefties. And they hit Clemens at a 256 clip. Against righties in '88, Clemens 183. Pitch to Seitzer. And ball 1. Stillwell could not get a good jump. Now he does. Gedman throws down to Barrett. It's going to be close, and Stillwell has his 5th of the year. He stole 6 in real life, so the Royals play some small ball and put a runner in scoring position and a 1-1 count. Games 88 and 89 for the Royals. Games 86 and 87 for the Red Sox. Pitch to Seitzer. There's a base hit in the left center field. Burks will cut it off. Stillwell isn't going to stop, I don't think. Burks has an average arm. Nope, he does. A good strike to Boggs. And there's runners on the corners and 1 out for George Brett. George having a magnificent year. The All-Star hitting .331, 13 homers, and 67 RBI. My first member. How you doing, Patrick Willing? It is Mr. Utah Sports Time Machine. Thank you very much. Enjoy whatever it is you get out of this. That's awesome. Thank you. Pitch to Brett. Runners will kind of go. That's a long drive in the left center. That's extra bases. Burke's got a bad jump. Seitzer's going to round third and score. So did Stillwell. And it's 2-0 on George Brett's 31st double of the year. That's not how he wanted to start this. So Clemens gets on the mound, kicks up some mud in the rain, and snorts. Here's Danny Tarnable. Danny at 251, 16 homers and 54 RBI. He deals. So it's third. Boggs looks Brett back, throws to Benzinger eventually. It's the older picture of Fenway Park. And Tarnable is retired. Brett will hold at second, 2 out for Frank White, hitting .283, 7 homers and 51 RBI. So 2-0 Royals to start us off in the doubleheader. And White puts this one in the left center field for a base hit. Brett will round third and score, and the Royals have a 3 spot on Roger Clemens. It is such a odd start. Clemens' ERA has jumped to .336 that Gardner has already unsubbed to both YouTube and Twitch. Here's Bo at 227, 9 homers and 21 RBI. Clemens delivers. Struck him out. He put some mustard on that one. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and missed. but the damage is already done. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and the Royals leave a runner on. Half an inning in the books here. It's Kansas City 3. Here come the Red Sox. And here is Brett Saberhagen making his 20th start of the year. He's got 15 left. He is 12-4 with a 3.93 ERA. He's 24 years old. He will win the Cy Young Award in 89, fastball pitcher at 88, and a ground ball pitcher. The Red Sox tattooed him on July 1st. 9 runs in 5 1/3. That's a Christmas tree. And Milwaukee didn't do much worse against him on July 6th. So he is on 9 days rest. He did pitch in the All-Star game. In fact, he gave up 5 runs in the All-Star game. He let the National League back in the door. 8 2/3 against the Brewers, 140 pitches, 10 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a walk and 4 strikeouts. So Saberhagen has a 12-4 record despite numbers that don't indicate he should have a 12-4 record. 144 1/3, 162 hits, 78 runs, 63 earned, 6 homers. He was walked 44 and struck out 83. The lineup the Red Sox will put up there for the game 1 this evening. Wade Boggs at third will lead off. Marty Barrett at second will bat second. Dwight Evans in right goes third. Mike Greenwell, who hit a home run in the All-Star game, cleans up in left. Ellis Burks in center will bat fifth. Todd Benzinger at first will go sixth. That job is Todd's the rest of the way. Jim Rice is the DH. He'll bat seventh. Jody Reed at short will go eighth. And Rich Gedman behind the plate will bat ninth. Saberhagen can go the distance. How you doing, Mr. Blaylock? And as Al Red Sox fan would say, don't forget to check out his wonderful channel. Bo Jackson is a 5 and an 8 in left. Willie Wilson a 7 and a 6 in center for the Royals defense. Danny Tarnable a 3 and an 8 in right. Kevin Seitzer a 6 at third. Kurt Stillwell a 4 at second. Frank White a 7 at second. Sometimes the brain goes faster than the mouth. Billy Buckner is a 5 at first. McFarland a 3 and a 3 behind the plate. And Saberhagen a 6 on the mound with a 942 fielding percentage. Boggs at 340, a home run, 5 triples, and 49 RBI. And Wade, ground ball to Stillwell over to first. Buckner's there, and there's one out. Saberhagen can throw about 130, so he can go the distance, and he's been handed a 3-run lead. Here's Marty Barrett, 288, a triple, and 40 RBI. Ground ball passed wide into right center field, and there's no no-hitter in game 1. Can't see what Barrett's steal percentage is. Here's Dwight Evans, 272, 16 homers and 59 RBI. Well, thank you, Patrick. I don't try to sound like Scully. It's just the way I do it. I can do a pretty mediocre Scully impression. Dewey strikes out. Saberhagen got him swinging on a 2-2. So here's Greenwell. And here's why he is an all-star, or was one. 342, 15 homers, and 69 RBI. Pitch to Mike. Ball 4. So first and second. You saw in the opening that Saberhagen has struggled against the Red Sox. But you wouldn't figure this one to be the... I know who's pitching in game 2. This should be the 2-1 ball game. It is not. Here's Ellis Burks, 293. 11 homers and 44 RBI. Burks, right field. Tarnable coming in. Ryan Schwind makes the catch, and that'll do it. So Saberhagen works around trouble in the first. No runs, a hit, and no errors. They leave on 2, and after 1, it's the Royals 3, the Red Sox nothing. So old friend Bill Buckner and his Groucho Marx mustache and eyebrows come to the plate. Bill at 248, no homers and 14 RBI. He did get a good hand One introduced in the pregame. He flies this one to right. Evans in the alley. Makes the catch, 1 out. Here's McFarland at 256. Mike's season's almost done. 5 homers and 30 RBI. In the right. Back goes Evans. Evans retreating, and that ball is gone. Well, you couldn't have asked for a worse start for Roger Clemens, as McFarland homers a deep right. And so if you are a fan of anybody else in the American League East, you're loving this. In fact, Sports Time Machine was seen spotting a Royals hat in the bleachers. So McFarland is homered, and Clemens is on the wrong end of a 4-0 ball game. Gardner is trying to find other channels he may sub to me to unsub. Here's Willie Wilson. Opening 9 for Clemens, 36 pitches, an inning and a third, 5 hits, the home run to McFarland, the number 9 hitter, and 2 strikeouts, and all 4 runs are earned. Chopper to Barrett, Marty towards first, over to Benzinger, and there's an out. So 2 out for Stillwell, who singled, stole his 5th base, and scored. Gardner is going to go over to Twitch. He's thinking that the game may be better over there. The grass is greener always on the other side of the fence. My friend, the Yankee fan, Mr. Utah Mike, says, I didn't think one of my perks was this. Roger Clemens getting nailed. Stillwell draws a walk. So a 3-1 misses low and outside. Clemens is steaming on this rainy night at Fenway. Here's Kevin Seitzer. He singled and scored in the first. Ground ball to third. Boggs has it. Goes across the way to Benzinger. And that's an out. So another rough inning for Clemens. The home run by McFarland. The only hit, no errors the Royals have left on 2. And after an inning and a half, it's Kansas City 4, Boston nothing. So Benzinger, Rice, and Reed to face Saberhagen here in the second. Todd at 293, 6 homers, and 32 RBI. Saberhagen looking for his 13th win of the year. Strike him out. A full count fastball chased. 1 out. For Jim Rice, hitting 283, 11 homers, and 57 RBI. Here's a ground ball to White. Frank throws to first, and Rice is retired. You know, I pick these games, of course, and wouldn't it be fitting if I take a Red Sox doubleheader and they get swept? Here's Jody Reed hitting 305, his first full season in Boston. No homers and 18 RBI. Jody in the right field. Tartable goes back, makes the catch, and that's the side. Red Sox go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2 at Fenway, Kansas City 4, Boston nothing. So here's George Brett, hit his 31st double of the year. His first time up. He has now driven in 69 and scored 65 times. Fly ball, right field. Dewey. It's old home week when you got Brett flying out to Evans, 1 out. Tartable is 0 for 1. Clemens already at 54 pitches with 1 out here in the third. Struck him out. Clemens got him to look at a 2-2 splitter in the dirt. 2 out. The key is now for Clemens. He's halfway through his pitch count. It's a doubleheader. You do not want to be, granted, you've only played 1 game, but you don't want to be burning through pitchers in the first of a twin bill. Frank White, RBI single his first time up, and he's going to get another single as that one hops over the bag at second. So 2 out for Bo, who struck out his first time up. Struck him out. So Clemens snorts, gets Bo to chase a splitter out of the zone. He is fan 4, but is still no runs, a hit, and no errors on the wrong side of a 4-0 Kansas City lead. So Gedman, Boggs, and Barrett, 9, 1, and 2, to face Saberhagen here in the third. Rich at 274. He's had a good year. 4 homers and 15 RBI. Pitch to Rich. Base hit right field. Tartable. Gedman digging for 2. Tartable with a good arm, and Rich has his 6th double of the year. A collective heart attack in the Red Sox dugout after that because Rich has my speed. His gear is neutral, and Tartable, as we said, has an 8 arm out of 10. Here's Boggs. He's 0 for 1. Opening 9 for Saberhagen. 38 pitches. That's a silver lining if you're a Red Sox fan. 2+ innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. It's hard being an Orioles fan in 1988. The surprising thing, though, Patrick, about that is you go from the outhouse as you were in 88 to taking the Blue Jays to the last week of the season in 89. I mean, the turnaround was that quick. Pitch to Boggs is 0 for 1. Wade doubles down the line and left, or not. Bo Jackson cut that off and threw a stinger to third to hold Boggs to a single, and Gedman to third. So first and third, nobody out for Marty Barrett, who singled his first time up. Already had 9 hits in this one with nobody out in the bottom of the third. Pitch to Barrett. There's a ground ball to White. Should be 2. Gedman will trot home. Stillwell for 1 and Buckner for 2. So Kansas City will always go for 2 for the price of 1. The Red Sox are on the board 4-1, but there's nobody on and 2 out for Dwight Evans. Hopefully, Patrick, you didn't try to retire on those Ben McDonald rookie cards. Dewey struck out his first time up. Base hit left field. Bo will throw it back in. And so Evans is on with a 2-out single. Here's Greenwell. He walked his first time up. So 4-1 here in the third. 2 out. Saberhagen's pitch. Greenwell, slow chopper to first. Buckner's got it. Takes it to the bag. And that'll do. So after 3, it is Kansas City 4, Boston 1. It'll be Buckner, McFarland, and Wilson. And I'm watching the clock. You get ads every 24 minutes, whether you like them or not. So the pitch to Buckner. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty has a great play. Throws to Benzinger for the out. So 1 out as Marty makes his 8th great play of the year. Better second baseman than people thought. Let's do McFarland. He homered his first time up, his 6th, and has driven in 31. Struck him out. So Clemens has fan 5. For some of you, you're about to get some commercials. We'll be back in a moment. Oh, it'd be a great time to be an Orioles fan right now, for sure. And yeah, McDonald was the ace of a terrible staff. And a pretty good announcer now in his own right. Willie Wilson is 0 for 2 with a K. Clemens, 18 batters, 76 pitches, 3 2/3, 6 hits, a home run, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. 2 out here in the fourth. Wilson hits a ground ball to Reed deep in the hole. Long throw to Benzinger. And Wilson, did he beat it out in a bang-banger? Yeah, no, he didn't. That will do it. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We played 3.5 here at Fenway. In Game 1, it's the Royals 4, the Red Sox 1. So we'll show you some standings. The Red Sox 1 game over Toronto, but Toronto has played 4 more games than Boston. The Yankees and Brewers are 3.5. Detroit 4.5. Cleveland hanging in there at 8 back. And we won't talk about Baltimore. In the West, the Twins are 7 up on Kansas City. Actually, I'm drinking a Fresco right now, thanks. Oakland 10 back. Minnesota swept a doubleheader to start the second half. In the National League, the Mets 6.5 on the Pirates. In the West, it's the Dodgers by a game over Cincinnati. San Diego 7.5 back. Houston 9 back. So Burks, Benzinger, and Rice here in the fourth. Ellis is 0 for 1. And Gardner was going over to switch to see if the announcers were better. On the radio, it would be Ken Coleman and Joe Castiglione. Pitch to Burks to third. Seitzer, long throw to Buckner. For the out, 1 away. Here's Benzinger. He struck out his first time up, one of the 2 on Saberhagen's dance card. Got him. That's 3. He chased an 0-2 fastball. 2 out for Jim Rice, who's 0 for 1. Pitch to Rice. There's a ground ball to White over to Buckner. And the Red Sox go in order. Orioles and last. Yeah, like I said, I was nice and didn't mention their record. If you caught some of the earlier streams that were uploaded to Twitch, they didn't start 0-26, if that makes you feel better. It'll be Stillwell, Seitzer, and Brett here in the fifth. Kurt walked, singled, scored, and stole a base. Right center, Burks. 1 out. For Seitzer, who is 1 for 2, Kevin has singled and scored. There's a line drive to Barrett. Marty falls over to make the catch. 2 out. So for George Brett, he had that big 2-run double in the first. 1 for 2. In the right field, again, it's Evans, and again, it's an out. So halfway through game number 1. No runs, no hits, no errors for Kansas City. They lead Boston by the score of 4-1. Now, normally, on Twitch, you'd get the commercial here. YouTube already gave me one, and so we don't have another one for another 20 minutes or so. So here's how we got here. If you joined us late in Game 1, George Brett, as just mentioned, a 2-run double to give Kansas City a 2-0 lead in the first, and Frank White an RBI single to make it 3-0 Kansas City. In the second, Mike McFarland made Roger Clemens' day by taking him deep for his 6th of the year to make it 4-0. And then Marty Barrett, a fielder's choice in the third, to make it 4-1. Saberhagen, a 4-hitter through 4, a walk and 3 strikeouts. Clemens, his ERA is 3.33, 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He has fanned 5, but this has not been vintage Roger Clemens. Yeah, the commercials are the best part, Gardner says. And don't forget to shave the whales. Mike likes Joe on his Boston radio feed since I don't hear Sterling anymore and haven't listened. Yeah, I like Fleming. I like Will Fleming an awful lot. Here's Jody Reed. He's 0 for 1. Saberhagen starts the 5th. Base hit right field. Tarnable throws it back in. And the Red Sox have their 5th hit. Here's Gedman. Rich doubled and scored. Struck him out. That's 4 for Saberhagen. A 1-2 fastball, and Gedman stood there and watched. So here's Wade Boggs. Wade 1 for 2. He is single. 18 batters deep for Saberhagen. 73 pitches. 4 1/3. 5 hits. A walk and 4 strikeouts. Boggs into deep right center field, but Tartable will flag that one down, and Jody goes back to first. So 2 out for Marty Barrett. Marty 1 for 2. He is singled and grounded into a double play. Right center, Wilson knows where that one is and grabs it, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, and no errors. The Red Sox have left on 4 and trail the Royals after 5, 4-1. So Tartable, White, and Jackson to face Roger Clemens. And so we mentioned in the open that you couldn't get much more late 80s than Roger Clemens and facing Bo Jackson. What would you have thrown in the microwave to make for a snack for this one? Tartable 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Ground ball to third. Boggs waits. Throws to Benzinger. We know that Boggs would have made some chicken. And gets some Tartable for the out. I saw the other day, as Frank White stepping in, 2 for 2. He's got 2 singles and an RBI. That Wade Boggs claims, and who am I to doubt him, that he once, because beer was his drink, or is his drink, in one day. You think that Wilt Chamberlain's claim of 20,000 partners is outrageous. Imagine drinking 107 beers in one day. Pitch to White. There's a ground ball to Boggs. Wade snaps it, throws to Benzinger, and White is retired. So Clemens getting better as we go along here. 2 out here in the 6th. That is pitch number 100 for Roger. Here's Bo Jackson. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. 107 beers in 24 hours? Never mind his liver. What about his bladder? You'd either be drinking or not. Or dumping. Pitch to Bo. Struck him out. Clemens got him for the 3rd time today. A 2-2 curve. Got him to chase. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. And remember, a 5-cent deposit on every bottle bought in Massachusetts. After 5.5, it's the Royals 4, the Red Sox 1. So Evans, Greenwell, and Burks to face Saberhagen here in the bottom of the 6th as we cross the noon hour here on the East Coast. Dewey has singled and struck out. I drank 3 in one night. That's the most I ever had. Evans, it's a ground ball to Seitzer. Over to Buckner. 1 out. Actually, that was Memorial Day weekend 91 or something like that, or maybe 92. A friend of mine and I bought a 12-pack of Bud Dry or something like that. Again, it was the 90s. Here's Greenwell. He walked and is 0 for 1. I had 3, and he had the rest. And the next day, I enjoyed watching the Indy 500, and he did not. Pitch to Greenwell. There's a ground ball to first. Buckner. 2 out. For Ellis Burks, who's 0 for 2. Patrick says that he was at Orioles Park when Bo played for the Angels. Oh, I bet he was. During batting practice, he was bouncing him off the warehouse and right. There was a sound when the ball came off of Bo's bat. That was just, you just knew. Ken Griffey Jr. had the same sound. It just reverberates. Pitch to Burks. Struck him out. So Saberhagen is fan 5. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed, and after 6. Red Sox go in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 7th. 4-1 Kansas City. So Buckner, McFarland, and Wilson to face Clemens here in the 7th. Bill is 0 for 2. Struck him out. That's 7 for Clemens. An 0-2 fastball on the outside corner. And there's 1 out. The rain has stopped, by the way. The wind blowing out to dead center at 11. And on this July night, it's not all that steamy. It's a very comfortable 71 degrees. Mike McFarland homered in the 2nd and has struck out. He's 1 for 2. Hard ground ball to Benzinger, and we go to the stretch. 4-1 Kansas City. You would think that after doing that for the last 6 years, I would know when there are 3 out. I went to do the slide that we do during the stretch, and I never heard the music, and I was about to turn it up. I was like, where is the music? Harry says, wait, not time yet. Pitch to Wilson. And there's a pop-up. There's Gedman. Oh, boy. 107 beers later. Stretch time is 4-1 Kansas City. Nope, it's not. It's a full count. Mike's getting all sorts for his membership today. Pitch to Willie. Struck him out. That's 8. That's the stretch. And that just goes to show, just because you're professional doesn't mean that you're competent. Here is Todd Benzinger. He has struck out twice today. Saberhagen cruising right along through 6. Looking for win number 13 on the season. Pitch to Todd. There's a ground ball, or it's a laced foul. Third base side, and somebody from Saugus made that catch. And the count is 0-2. Saberhagen winds and deals. Struck him out. Benzinger goes down again by way of the K. That's his 3rd. Crowd doesn't like that. Here's Jim Rice. Jim is 0 for 2. Saberhagen, one of his strongest outings in a while. Got him. That's 7. Rice swung on and missed a fastball. 2 out for Jody Reed, who's 1 for 2. Jody's got himself a single. Remember, 1st to 2 here. Reed, a slow ground ball to Buckner. Over to first by himself, and Reed is retired. We have played 7 here at Fenway. No runs, no hits, and no errors. It is the Royals 4, the Red Sox 1. So Stillwell, Seitzer, and Brett. So despite the fact that Clemens gave up the runs early, but he has settled in, I don't think he goes the distance, but he's going to go a while. Already pitched 7. That qualifies as a while. Kurt Stillwell is 1 for 2. He has singled, walked, scored, and stole a base. To third, it's Boggs, almost on the grass, throws to Benzinger. 1 out. That'll bring up Seitzer. Kevin 1 for 3. Kevin has a single and a run scored. Base hit left center field. Burks, I'm not sure what he was thinking. He should have had that one. He got a bad jump. And Seitzer has his 15th double of the year. Only the 7th hit for the Royals. And again, that one's on Burks. So here's Brett. George 1 for 3. A double and 2 RBI. He has now driven in 69. Clemens, deep breath. Gets away from Gedman, but Seitzer can't go. So the splitter was too much in the dirt. And the count is a ball and a strike. And Brett draws the walk. Well, Clemens has at least given the bullpen a reasonable amount of work here in Game 1. It'll be Tartable, who was struck out once and is 0 for 3. Mike says, 3 beers? Ron says to the nice officer, by the way, Mike, I was home when I did that. Officer, I wasn't drunk. I just have too much blood in my hooky-hole system. Pitch to Tartable. Danny swings and misses. That's 9 for Clemens. Foul tipped in the glove of Gedman, and there's 2 out for White, who has singled twice and driven in a run. He's 2 for 3. That was funny. So be last batter probably for Clemens. Gedman reminds him of that. Seitzer on second, Brett on first. 2 out here in the 8th. 4-1 Kansas City. Struck him out. And for Clemens, that's 10. That'll probably do it for Jolly Roger. However, the Royals strand 2. They don't have any runs. They did get a hit. Jamie Quirk is going to catch for McFarland. And Bill Pacoda is going to play short. And so after 7.5, it's the Royals 4, the Red Sox 1. So here's a new defense. The outfield isn't changed for Kansas City. Quirk, a 7 and a 5 behind the plate. Pacoda is an 8 at short. So it's Seitzer from left to right. Pacoda, White, and Buckner. Gedman, 1 for 2, is doubled, scored, and struck out. Saberhagen has all sorts of room in a 3-run lead here in the 8th. Got him. That's 8 for Saberhagen, and there's 1 out for Boggs. So Saberhagen, 27 batters deep, 109 pitches, 7 1/3, 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 8. Boggs is 1 for 3. Base hit right side. Tartable will toss it back in. And there's a 1-out single. Only the 6th hit for the Red Sox, and Boggs is 2 of them. So here's Marty Barrett. Marty 1 for 3. He has singled and grounded into a double play. Up the middle past White for a base hit. So the Red Sox got something cooking here in the 8th. And no, we are not running Wade Boggs. So first and second, 1 out for Dwight Evans, who is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. He certainly was a hitting disciple of Walt Hriniak, who was the Red Sox hitting coach for the longest time. And Dewey, as he got older, remember, was a much better hitter than he was in the 70s. I mean, he was a much better hitter in 1988 than he was in 1978. I didn't realize that Hriniak was still alive. I saw a picture of him the other day, just celebrated a birthday. Runners on first and second. Evans hits a high fly ball to left, but Bo will not get this one. That's off the monster. Boggs is going to score. Barrett will round third. He's going to try and score. Evans will hold at second. Pacoda, does he go to the plate? This is going to be close. Quirk gets into position to block. Barrett slides. Safe. So now it's a one-run game on the 16th double of the year from Dwight Evans. Sometimes announcers' jinxes go the right way. So Evans took what Saberhagen gave him and plates two. So here's Greenwell. One out. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. That's true. You can see a misplay by Buckner giving the Sox a walk-off win. Buckner not bad. 991 isn't great. And he's a 5. He's also due up second in the 9th. Greenwell is 0 for 2 with a walk. He is now the go-ahead run. Evans, a tying run, is on second. Left center field. Back goes Willie Wilson. A lot of room, makes the catch. Evans tags. And with 2 out, won't go. And that'll bring up Ellis Burks. Ellis is 0 for 3. He has struck out once. Clemens will not pitch the 9th. Gonna have a break for you in a couple minutes. See if we can time this right. Quirk and Saberhagen have a word. Brett delivers to Burks, and Ellis draws the walk. You kind of wonder. I've always wondered, and I know there's some smart baseball fans watching, wouldn't it throw you off to have your catcher changed in the middle of the game? Here's Benzinger. Todd has struck out all 3 times tonight. 4 to 3, 2 out here in the 8th. Evans, the tying run. Burks, the go-ahead run on base. Pitch to Benzinger. Todd, it's a ground ball to third. Seitzer goes the long way to first. And Benzinger is retired. So we go to the 9th here at Fenway Park. The Red Sox have made this interesting. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We got a pitching change coming. It is going to be, oh my God, do I really have to? It is Bob Stanley. And we'll tell you about Bob Stanley after you guys get 1 minute of advertisements. I don't know how long the ad breaks are. Someone needs to let me know so I know when to shut up and when I can keep talking. Bob Stanley is making his 24th appearance of the year. The second on the stream, and you know how much that I love this man. 4-1 with a 4.82 ERA. He's 34 years old. He is a quote-unquote fastball pitcher because probably palm ball isn't one of the things that you can actually do in Action PC. And when he throws it, it's at 84. He is a sinker ball pitcher. He hasn't pitched in a week. When an inning and 2/3 against the White Sox, 36 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Overall for Stanley, 37 1/3, 42 hits, 23 runs, 20 earned. 18 walks and 15 strikeouts. Comes in with nobody on base. He's a 7 fielder with a .905 fielding percentage. It'll be Bo, Buckner, and Quirk to face him. Bo has struck out all 3 times. He faced Roger Clemens. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Royals have left on 5. The Red Sox, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. And they have left on 6. Jackson strikes out. So Stanley got him to chase a 74-mile-an-hour changeup. My word. So here's Buckner. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pitch to Buckner. Ground ball past Reed into left field for a hit. So 1 out single for Jamie Quirk, hitting .225, 3 homers, and 6 RBI. He is in for Mike McFarland, who homered earlier. Struck him out. Stanley has fanned 2. Jamie Moyer threw in the high 60s, a little league fastball. So 2 out, runner on for Willie Wilson, who was fanned twice. He's 0 for 4. Slow ground ball to Benzinger. Todd takes it to the bag, and that'll do it. So a scoreless inning for the Royals. Steve Farr, don't call me Klinger, coming in for his 11th save, or would like to get his 11th save. Bottom of the 9th, 4-3, Kansas City. So far, making his 24th appearance. He is 3-3, a .371 ERA. He actually made a start. He has been very efficient out of the pen for Kansas City. He has saved 10 of 11 chances. Fly ball plus pitcher, and that fastball tops out at 91. He faced the Yankees on July 8th. Don't look, Mike. 4-2 win. 2/3 of an inning, 8 pitches, and got the save, allowed a hit. 43 2/3 for Steve. 42 hits, 20 runs, 18 earned, 4 homers. He's walked 17 and struck out 39. Red Sox need 1 to tie, 2 to win. It'll be Rice, Reed, and Gedman. Jim Rice is 0 for 3 with a K. Ground ball to Pacoda, and I project that to be 1 out. 1-2 here. The rain stopped a while ago. 69 degrees, a cool night for the middle of July at Fenway. Here's Jody Reed. Jody is 1 for 3 with a single. Farr's pitch. Right back to Steve. Puts up the glove. Hello, look what I found. 2 out. So Rich Gedman, last chance saloon for the Red Sox in Game 1. Gedman 1 for 3, a double, an RBI, and 2 strikeouts. So this ended up being a pretty good pitcher's duel. Pitch to Gedman. Struck him out, and the Royals take the opener. So in 3 hours and 23 fake minutes, the Royals go to 52-36. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They leave on 6. The Red Sox fall to 49-37. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and they left on 6. Mike McFarland, as I hit the wrong button, will be your Digital at Ice MVP. Come on. He went 1 for 3 with a homer. Saberhagen 13-4 now. 8 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 8. Pitched very well. And Steve Farr picks up his 11th save in 12 chances. Clemens had plus stuff. He falls to 11-6, 8 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned. A homer to McFarland. He walked 2 and struck out 10. And Bob Stanley with minus stuff, bless my beating heart, Had minus stuff in fan 2. So that's the opener. Let's get right to it. Let's play game number 2, shall we? So it'll be Charlie Leibrandt versus Mike Smithson. The Red Sox are only using 22 players. Smithson 4-3 with a 6.37 ERA. Leibrandt 8-7, an earned run average just under 3. It is 68 degrees. The rains have kind of gone away.
Play ball.
As we get set for game 2, Mike Smithson making his 8th start of the year. He's 33 years old, fly ball pitcher, and the fastball tops out at 85. His last appearance came against the White Sox. They Christmas treat him. In fact, both of his starts in the month of July have seen 14 earned runs combined, and the Yankees beat him on June 14th. No one is enjoying their membership more to this channel than Utah Mike right now, seeing Red Sox pitchers get destroyed by the New York Yankees. In his start against the White Sox a week ago, 5 innings, 116 pitches, 11 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 2 homers. In fact, on multiple occasions this year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times this year. How you doing, Adirondack Gus? He has given up multiple home runs. I don't feel good about this one. He walked one and struck out 2. So overall, Smithson 53 2/3. I might go over and listen to Castiglione and Coleman on Twitch now. 57 hits, 41 runs, 38 earned. He's given up 16 homers. Even Brad Radke says that's enough. 16 walks and 31 strikeouts, and his earned run average is 637. It's about what you'd pay for a 12-pack of Bud Dry in 1992. The lineup he'll face, thanks Adirondack, Nick Capra. It's a wonderful life, Nick. He leads off in center field. Bill Pecota stays in the game, and starts game 2 at short, will bat second. Kevin Seitzer at third will bat third. George Brett cleans up at first. Danny Tartable will bat 5th and play right field. Frank White at second will bat 6th. Bo Jackson again, go nuke your hot pocket. He'll be in left and bat 7th. And don't forget, Tecmo Bowl will be out soon for the Super Nintendo. Pat Tabler is the DH in game 2. He'll bat 8th, and Jamie Quirk, who came in to catch the end of game 1, will start behind the plate in game 2. And Smithson, if the good Lord willing the creek don't rise, could give you 6, maybe 7. Defensively for Boston here in game 2, it's Mike Greenwald in left. He's a 5 and a 3. Ellis Burks a 7 and a 5 in center. Kevin Romine is a 2 and a 3 in right. Wade Boggs a 7 at third. Spike Owen a 7 at short. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Dwight Evans moves to first for game 2. He is a 2 there. Rick Cerrone will catch here in game 2, 7 and a 4. And Mike Smithson a 5 range, that's average, and a below average 870 fielding percentage. If you've never heard of Nick Capra, join the club, a household name in his own house. 1 for 5 on the replay with an RBI. Game 89 for the Royals, 87 for the Red Sox, and at about 8:50, we get ready to go here in game 2. Capra, a ground ball to Barrett, charges in, throws to first, and Capra is out on a bang-banger. So he'll get a copy of the home game. That's probably the closest he's going to get to a hit. Here's Bill Pecota. Bill projecting to be a 208 hitter, hitting 083, 5 for 60 with a triple and 3 RBI. And if you're not necessarily a super baseball fan, the off-season projections that come out for players, I believe it's Dan Szymborski came out with this, along with other people. is called the Pacoda system, and is named for Bill Pacoda. It's a player projection system. And he gets away from Cerrone on strike 3. Pacoda goes down to first to throw down to Evans, and he's plenty of time. 2 out for Seitzer. Kevin hitting .311, 5 homers, and 38 RBI. I can tell you firsthand that when those projections came out, the bosses from where I would write at the time said, do a bunch of articles. Now, you guys can tell me later, or now if you're watching live, how many of those projections actually bore themselves out. I think, and someone should be able to tell me this, that the projection discs for Action PC Baseball, I think, are based on Pacoda. Seitzer into center field. Burks goes back, makes the catch, and that'll do it. Half an inning in the books here as we start game 2. Kansas City nothing, Boston coming to bat. And here is the wily veteran of the Royals rotation, Charlie Lebrand. He's 32. Throws the fastball at 84 and a ground ball pitcher. Making his 20th start. He is 8-7. That's the bad news. The good news is his earned run average is .299. His last start came on the 7th against Milwaukee. In a 6-5 win, he went 6, 132 pitches, 10 hits, 5 runs, but only 2 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. So Lebrand, 144 in the 3rd innings, 126 hits, 55 runs, 48 earned, 6 homers. He's walked 43 and struck out 79. The lineup he'll face for Game 2, Wade Boggs leads off at 3rd. Marty Barrett at 2nd, will bat 2nd. Dwight Evans at 1st, hits 3rd. Mike Greenwell cleans up in left. Ellis Burks in center will bat 5th. Jim Rice, the DH, goes 6th. Rick Cerrone in behind the plate will bat 7th. Spike Owen at short will bat 8th. And Kevin Romine in right will bat 9th. Lebrand, 7, maybe 8. Defensively for Kansas City, Bo is a 5 and an 8 in left. Nick Capra, a 2 and a 1 in center. That's not very good. Danny Tarnable, a 3 and an 8 in right. Kevin Seitzer, they're trying to put the mouse in the right spot, a 6 at 3rd. Pacoda, an 8 at short. Frank White, a 7 at 2nd. George Brett in the field for game number 2 is a 5 at 1st. Jamie Quirk is 7 and a 5 behind the plate, and Lebrand is a 7 with a 958 or 954 fielding percentage. Wade Boggs starts game 2 at .342, a home run, and 5 or 49 RBI. Boggs rips this one to right, past Tarnable, down in the corner. Wade is going to get 2 here with ease. The throw directly to Pacoda. Boggs has to hurry, and Wade hits the bag for his 23rd double of the year. Most of Wade's doubles were wall balls. Marty Barrett at .291 with 40 RBI. In fact, we were talking earlier about Joe Castiglione, who is going to Cooperstown this year as the Ford Frick winner, would chart, because of the way that Boggs hit, how many balls would bounce off the metal on the monster. Pitch to Barrett. Marty into center field. Capra has it sized up, makes the catch, and Wade goes back to 2nd. Wind's blowing out to center, so the flag towards the billboard. 68 degrees, 11-mile-an-hour winds. Here's Dwight Evans. Dewey at .275, 16 homers, and 61 RBI. Gets away from Quirk, and Boggs moves up 90. So on the wild pitch, the Red Sox put a runner 90 feet away, and it's a full count. 1 out, bottom of the 1st. The Royals took the first one 4-3. Evans draws the walk. So first and third, 1 out for Mike Greenwell, hitting .339, 15 homers, and 69 RBI. So in a tight 4-way or 5-way race, such as the American League East, everything just kind of matters even more. And as the Friday night games go on in earnest elsewhere, I bet there was a smile in the dugouts in both Toronto and New York when that 4-3 final went up on the board for Kansas City. Pitch to Greenwell. There's a base hit left field. Boggs will score. Bo quickly cuts it off, throws it in, and Evans will hold it second. So a single makes it 1-0 Boston. Evans and Greenwell are on for Ellis Burks. Ellis at .290, 11 homers, and 44 RBI. I think Mets fans are tired of Pacoda projections, so says Sports Time Machine. Uncle Stevie trying to get his best George Steinbrenner impersonation. No. It's not also, how you should spend your Powerball money. Pitch to Burks. Base hit left field. Bo cuts it off. Evans, and not fleet of foot but not slow, is going to hold. So they're loaded and 1 out for Jim Rice at .279, 11 homers, and 57 RBI. Again, don't know how close they project. It's a pretty exact science how they do that. But so many things can change over the course of the year if you're healthy. That being one, what did you work on in the off season? And of course now, with so much video, you can now correct things in game because you can see what you're doing wrong. Pitch to Rice. Base hit right field. Tarnable won't be able to track that one down. Evans is going to score. Greenwell is going to score. Burks will round third. He's going to try and score. Rice is going to try for 3. What's White going to do here? White will go to the plate. The throw to Quirk, not in time. So it's a double for Rice. He will clear the bases on his 11th double and drives in 3. And George Brett makes a rare bad play at first. He dove late, and just like in the first game, when Kansas City put a 3 spot on the board, the Red Sox have a 4 spot here on Lieberant, and there's still only 1 out. So that brings up Cerrone. Rick at .268, 2 homers, and 26 RBI. The Red Sox will take a split. Base hit right center field. Rice wakes it a 5-0 game. Be curious now. Again, both teams went with their starters a long time as Tarnable makes a bad play out there in right field. Both teams went with their starters a long time in Game 1, so the Pens are in pretty good shape here. But as Charlie Lieberant looks at his 135 ERA in the game, he'll face Spike Owen, 244, 7 homers for Spike. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie, and is driven in 34. You never want to lose your starter in the first. So Rowan on first, fly ball center field. Capra, about a half hour between outs, 2 away. For Kevin Romine, hitting .297, no homers and 4 RBI. Everybody pull out your future stars net cards now. Kevin swings, ground ball to Pacoda. Goes to White for the easy out at second, and that'll do it. However, the Red Sox, 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and after 1, it's 5-0 Boston. So glad to see that, we've done 2 doubleheaders this week and we've had 0 close games. That's great. Here's actually the first one of this got pretty close. Brett, Tarnable, and White to face Smithson here in the second. George at 331, 13 homers, and 69 RBI. Brett swings a ground ball to Evans. Dwight on or hand it to Smithson, and that's one. How you doing, Tom Abbott? Glad you're having fun. Thanks for checking in. Don't forget. Here's Danny Tartable, 247, 16 homers, and 54 RBI. Smithson winds and deals. There's a hard ground ball. Owen stabs it behind second base. A good throw to first, and that is thrown away. So Tartable's going to reach. Owen had a lot on the throw, and it went into the dugout. It got Bruce Hurst on the knee. And so Tartable moves to second on the air. There's like a phone number up there, 5511. So a one-out error by Owen, who just gunned it to first and missed everything. Here's Frank White, 286, 7 homers, and 52 RBI. Pitch to White. Fly ball, center field. It's Burks. He'll make the catch. Tartable goes back to second. Is he going to tag? No. 2 out for Bo at 223, 9 homers, and 21 RBI. For those of you who get ads, you're 30 seconds away from one. Someone want to let me know when the ad break ends, please? Pitch to Bo. Ground ball to Smithson over to Evans, and that'll do it. Royals get the error, but that's it. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Inning and a half in the books. Boston 5, Kansas City nothing. Okay, so it's 30 seconds ads. Thank you very much. So Boggs, opening 9 for Lee Brandt. 40 pitches, an inning, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned, and a walk. Wade doubled and scored in the first. The thing with Mark, you talk about the chalkboard stuff here. I mean, Dave has had this, I forget how many years. We've actually been able to go full screen in Action PC. It's been a long time. The thing with Digital Diamond, that's a one-person operation. And he does a tremendous job considering it's a one-person operation. Pitch to Boggs is a base hit left field. Bo will cut it off. Wade going for 2. White slaps on the tag, not in time. And for Wade, it's a second double of the ballgame. So here's Marty Barrett. Marty is 0 for 1. And Lee Brandt just has had none stuff today. Pitch to Marty. Here's a fly ball. Capper coming into right center. And it's a wonderful life as he makes the catch. So Boggs goes back to second. 1 out for Evans. Dewey walked and scored in the first. There's a fly ball, left field. Bo makes the catch, and Boggs goes back. Yeah, Mark is great. He responds quickly to emails, forum posts. I imagine there'd be a fair bit of coding for the moving graphics. That is, I don't know if he's done another language for this as we go deep in the weeds, but most of that game is written in Java. In fact, if you bought like the first or second version of it, as Mike Greenwell singled, drove home his 70th run, by the way, and scored his 59th. You had to download Java to get the game to work. Now, for the Mark owns a Mac, and that game was programmed on a Mac, so it's actually a baseball game that you can play on a Mac. Greenwell strikes out. First for Liebrandt, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the third here in game 2. 5-0 Boston. So here's Pat Tabler. Pat at .390, 2 homers and 22 RBI. Tabler draws the walk. I believe that's the second base runner for Kansas City. Here's Jamie Quirk. Came in late in game 1, starting game 2. 222 is average, 3 homers and 6 RBI. Popped up right side. Barrett makes the catch, and there's 1 out for Capra. So opening 9 for Smithson. 36 pitches, 2 1/3, a walk and a strikeout. Capra is 0 for 1. Nick is 30 years old. That's kind of a Nuke LaLoosh story, isn't it? Not what I would have guessed. Played in 14 games for the Royals in '88. Tabler on first. Ground ball to first. Dewey goes to 0 for 1. Spike throws back to Evans, and it will be a 3-6-3 double play. Easy peasy lemon squeezy for Smithson there, and after 2.5, it's 5-0 Boston. So Burks, Rice, and Cerrone to face Liebrandt. Ellis has a single and a run scored. He scored on the Rice double in the first. Ground ball to third. Seitzer over to Brett. Burks is fast, but he's not that fast. And there's 1 out. Jim Rice hit his 11th double of the year in the first and now has driven in 60 runs. Although Rice's power was down at this point, and let's not talk about 1989, he was still a very productive hitter. Was he the Jim Rice of the 70s and 80s? No. But even as late as 1986, he drove in 110. Pitch to Rice. Struck him out. That's the second for Liebrandt. And Rice watched the fastball go by on an 0-2. Here's Cerrone. Rick singled and drove home a run. Line drive to Seitzer. Was right there, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the fourth here at Fenway Park. Boston 5, Kansas City nothing. So Pacoda, Seitzer, and Brett to face Smithson. Bill struck out his first time up. Slow ground ball to Evans. Takes it to the bag himself. 1 out. Seitzer's 0 for 1. Smithson's pitch. Struck him out. That's 2 for Mike. So that'll bring up Brett, who is 0 for 1. Smithson's pitching himself a ball game. Winds and fires. There's a ground ball to Barrett behind the bag at second, over to Evans, and that'll do it. So after 3.5, I don't need to show you the standings again because you already saw them. It's the Red Sox 5, the Royals nothing. So Owen, Romine, and Boggs to face Liebrandt here in the fourth. Charlie has not pitched a good ball game. Owen is 0 for 1. To third, Seitzer over to Brett. 1 out. For Romine, who's 0 for 1. Red Sox, if they win, 50-game winners. Kansas City, if they come back, will have won their 53rd. And the Royals kind of need to sweep. Minnesota is starting to leave some serious dust between themselves and the rest of the American League West. Romine, hard ground ball to Liebrandt, third base side of the rubber, over to Brett. 2 out. So it'll be Wade Boggs, who is 2 for 2. He has doubled twice and scored once. 18 batters deep for Lee Brandt, 74 pitches, 3 2/3, 6 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Boggs hits a high ground ball to Brett. George picks it up, takes it to the bag, and that will do. We've played 4 on the back bay. No runs, no hits, and no errors. It is the Red Sox 5, the Royals nothing. So it'll be Tartable, White, and Jackson to face Smithson. A cool night, 65 degrees. 88 was a hot summer, so I'm sure this feels great. Kansas City won the opener 4-3. Red Sox up 5-0 in the nightcap. And Tartable draws the walk. Here's Frank White, 0 for 1. Our next upload should be the Indy 500 Sunday night. Our 3rd annual, playing it same day or same week. Then Memorial Day, we're with you at noon Eastern on Twitch. For, I believe it's Oakland and Detroit. We'll double check after. White, and that's a balk because you can't play a game in 88 without a balk. Smithson just stares at the home plate umpire and digs in again. Struck him out. He chased an 0-2. So here's Bo. He's 0 for 1. Before I forget, condolences to Baseball Demos. Lost his beloved dog, I believe, Monday, and did a video about it last night on YouTube. It's never easy to lose a pet, and especially when you've had one as long as that one. I believe he said he was 15. And so our thoughts, prayers, and good wishes go out to David Baseball Demos and his family as they deal with that. That no one ever wants to deal with that. Pitch to Bo. Fly ball, right field. Romine will make the catch, and Tartable has to scamper back to second. So 2 out from Pat Tabler, who walked his first time up. Runner goes. Fly ball, left center field. In comes Burks, rides a Schwinn, makes the catch. And you see it halfway home. It's the Red Sox 5, the Royals nothing. So if you joined us late, in the first game, the Royals beat the Red Sox 4-3. In game 2, it's 5-0 Boston. And all 5 of those Red Sox runs came in the first. Mike Greenwell scored Wade Boggs on a single to make it 1-0. Then Jim Rice, a 3-run double to make it 4-0. And then Cerrone, because Rice took third on the throw to the plate, made it 5-0. Charlie Lee Brandt has not pitched well. 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. And Mike Smithson has allowed 2 walks through 5. It'll be Barrett, Evans, and Greenwell here in the 5th. Marty is 0 for 2. To Pacoda. And we projecting out as he throws to first. And it is an out. So 1 away for Evans. Dwight scored and walked. He's 0 for 1. 6 hits for the Red Sox with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Ground ball to Pacoda. Fantastic diving stop behind the bag. Throws to Brett, 2 out. So Pacoda may not be much of a hitter, but he is a very good fielder. Excellent range for a shortstop. Not Ozzie Smith, obviously, because no one else really is, but can hold his own in his own right. Here's Greenwell, who has a single, his 70th RBI, a run scored, and a strikeout. Pitch to Greenwell. There's a fly ball to right. Tartable waits for it, makes the catch, and that'll do. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 6th here in game number 2. It's the Red Sox 5, the Royals nothing. So Quirk, Capra, and Pacoda here in the 6th to face Smithson. Jamie is 0 for 1. Line drive to Marty, 1 out. So here comes Capra, who is 0 for 2. Nick did not have a hit against left-handed hitters. And against righties, barely. Chopper to Owen. Spike on the run. Throws to Dewey for the out. So there's 2 away for Pacoda, who was struck out. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty waits. He's got to wait for Smithson to go over. Pacoda not very fast. And that will retire the side after 5.5. Uh-oh. It's Boston 5, Kansas City nothing. So Burks, Rice, and Cerrone to face Lee Brandt here in the 6th. Ellis is 1 for 2. A single and a run scored. Yep. When the Red Sox brought up Burks in '87, I honestly thought that his name was L.S. and not Ellis. Pitch to Burks. Ball 4. Ellis has good speed. Jim Rice is 3 RBI in this one. He is 1 for 2. He's driven in 60 now. It's 11th double and struck out. Fly ball, right center. Capra tries to size it up. Makes the catch for the out. Having a nice party out there in the bleachers. The beach ball, amongst other things, are being tossed around. Here's Cerrone. Rick is 1 for 2. He has singled and drove home Rice in the 1st. Pitch to Cerrone. There's a ground ball to Pacoda. White for 1 and Brett for 2. And so Cerrone will ground into the 6-4-3 double play. We go to the 7th. No runs, no hits, and no errors. It's Seitzer, Brett, and Tarnable to face Smithson. It's get nervous time here at Fenway Park. Smithson is on 83 pitches. Seitzer is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Mike has walked 2 and struck out 3. Seitzer starts the 7th with a base hit. So I don't have to worry about throwing Smithson for 190,000 pitches. First base hit of the ball game. And Smithson gets a nice hand from the partisan crowd here at Fenway. George Brett is 0 for 2. Ball 4, so first and second, nobody out. I wonder if we're going to get one of these things is once the no-hitter goes, and it's pretty serious when you take a no-hitter into the 7th inning. If you just lose your concentration and get into trouble. Here's Danny Tarnable. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. So Seitzer on second, Brett on first. Red Sox still up 5-0 here in the 7th. Smithson deals. Tarnable laces this one deep to left and gone. So in the blink of an eye, it's now a 2-run ball game. It's 5-3 as Tarnable rounds the bases. So Smithson coughs up his hairball. Tarnable hits his 17th of the year. And Smithson allows his 17th of the year. So number 17 for Smithson and number 17 for Tarnable. And it's now a 2-run ball game. So now they're just going to see how many outs Smithson can get. He needs 9. Not going to get him now. So the Royals were held off the scoreboard and the hit sheet for 6 innings. And they've already exploded for 3 runs here in the 7th. White is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch from Smithson. And that'll do it for Smithson, I think. Yep. So it'll be Dennis Lamp who gets the call. Too early for Smith. Lamp is 36. Fastball at 83, a ground ball plus pitcher, making his 28th appearance. I'm going to blame Adirondack Gus for jinxing the no-hitter. He is 2-1 on the year. He last pitched July 10th against the White Sox, so pre-break. 2 2/3 in a 4-3 win. Adirondack Gus, who's rooting for the Royals, goes, okay. 48 pitches for Lamp, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 45 2/3 innings, 42 hits, 17 runs, 16 earned. He's walked 11 and struck out 22. So Bo Jackson's now the tying run. He's 0 for 2 in game 2. No, sir, a Sox fan from the mid-70s. Now, you're on Saranac Lake, right? Across the lake from me. White on first. Bo, ground ball to Boggs. They might get 2 out of this. Barrett for 1, and no throw to first. So they get the lead runner, 1 out, but Bo on for Tabler, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. And, yep, and Mr. Gus is as a proud member of the SLK. Throw to first, and Bo is back. One out, 5-3. Red Sox lead here in the 7th. There goes Bo. Hit and run is on. Fly ball to left. Greenwell out of play. So somebody chugging a Narragansett from Pawtucket made that catch, and it's a ball and a strike. There goes Bo again. Cerrone throws down to Barrett, and Bo is out. They got him. And Lamp with the pump fist. A 1-2 count now to Tabler. 2 out, nobody on. The Royals made this interesting with a 3-run shot from Tarnable. It was only the second hit of the ballgame. Tabler with a ground ball right side for a hit. That's their 3rd hit. And boy, does Bo getting thrown out now loom large, hey? So here's Jamie Quirk. Jamie's 0 for 2. Again, he is a tying run. 2 out, 7th inning, 5-3 Boston. And a balk. And Lamp is incensed. Lamp turns to the home plate umpire and says, I stopped. I blankety blank stopped. And the home plate umpire doesn't want to hear anything about it. So Lamp now is a bit steamed on a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch to Quirk. Popped up right center. Burks makes the catch. Stretch time, 5-3 Red Sox. So during the stretch, Lamp and the home plate umpire just kept going at it. Cerrone finally went over and said, look, you're going to need these calls in the 8th. Settle down. Here's Spike Owen. He's 0 for 2. Last ad break of the game in a moment. Pitch to Owen. Base hit right center. He's going to get 2 at least. That's in the triangle. And Spike is in the second, standing with his 10th double. So Kansas City, who's climbed within 2, the Red Sox would like an insurance run. And here's Kevin Romine, who's 0 for 2. Lee Brandt deals a ground ball to third. Seitzer has it, looks Owen back, throws to Brett. And Romine is retired. Lee Brandt, 27 batters, 6 1/3, 104 pitches, 7 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and Wade Boggs has doubled twice. He's 2 for 3. And we'll give you that at bat in a moment. So it's Wade Boggs here with Owen on second, 1 out in the 7th, 5-3 Boston, game 2 of a doubleheader. Royals won the first one 4-3, and they're going to walk Boggs. So it'll be Marty Barrett, who's 0 for 3. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Cerrone came late. He wasn't there all that long. College must have erased that memory from your life. Yeah, starting in about 1990, college started erasing memories of mine too, Adirondack. Where'd you go? Are you a SUNY guy or did you leave? Marty Barrett, 0 for 3, first and second after the walk. Marty hits a ground ball to Pacoda, should be 2, right for 1, and Barrett is going to beat it out. They didn't even throw. So 2 out. We'll see if that is costly as Dwight Evans steps to the plate, 0 for 2. SUNY Cobleskill. I had no idea they had a one in Cobleskill. Wow. And then on to SUNY Albany. A good friend of the family went to Albany Pharmaceutical. Dewey is 0 for 2, is walked and scored. Quirk reminds Lee Brandt there's runners on the corners. Evans, ground ball, hard ground ball. Pacoda has it, throws to first, and that will retire the side. Red Sox get nothing and like it. No runs, a hit, no errors. And after 7, it's Boston 5, Kansas City 3. So Nick Capra, Pacoda, and Seitzer. And we may be into the We'll See portion of the program. Capra, if he bats, is 0 for 3. Lamp, with his Groucho Marx tape mustache, starts the 8th. Capra strikes out. Lamp put a little more on that 0-2 curve. 1 out for Pacoda, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Oh, the Phillies game is delayed. You're back! Yay! The Phillies are having a wonderful year, by the way. Pacoda stays in the game and draws the walk. So the tying run is now at the plate in Seitzer. And Kevin is 1 for 3 with a single and a strikeout. Lamp missed on all 4. Throw to first. And Pacoda is back. Seitzer right back to Lamp, and Pacoda has to find a bag at first. 2 out. Oh, we hate it when people leave. This one's been good. Here's George Brett. George is 0 for 2. A walk and a run scored. He is the tying run, and he does, remember, it's still George Brett, and he still has power. Lee Smith getting ready for the 9th. It'll be Greenwell, Burks, and Rice for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th. Lamp deals. Brett swings a ground ball to Evans. He'll hand it to Lamp, and Brett is retired. Jeff Montgomery, no relation to Elizabeth, will be bewitching as he comes out to pitch the bottom of the 8th. And after 7.5, no runs, no hits, no errors. Red Sox 5, Royals 3. So Montgomery making only his 10th appearance. Middle reliever, 1-1 with a 2.57 ERA. 26 years old, an extreme fly ball pitcher. Only been with the club since June 4th. Fastball at 93. Red Sox hitters are drooling in a fly ball pitcher that throws hard. However, they beat him on July 2nd, but he got the save on July 3rd. That was in Kansas City. He last pitched on the 6th before the break, a 5-4 win against Milwaukee. 2 1/3, 46 pitches, a hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Overall for Jeff, just 14 innings, 4 hits, or 10 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a homer. He walked 8 and struck out 9. The Phils are doing this year what they've been criticized for not doing, and that's beating up on average or worse teams. And they are criticized. They're getting criticized for that MLB balanced schedule. There's a heart thing that covers the chat. I really wish I could switch sides for the chat and the stats. I'm sure I can do it, just saying. Here's Greenwell. Mike is 1 for 3. He has singled, driven home his 70th run, scored, and struck out. Montgomery, if you're wondering, allowed 6 homers and 62 2/3. So Burks and Rice to follow here in the 8th. Red Sox 5, Royals 3. Greenwell in the left center field. Capra will make the catch, and there's nobody out. No changes for the Royals outside of Montgomery. Ellis Burks 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and walked. Montgomery deals. Burks, ground ball right side, a base hit. So 1 out single. That's the 8th hit for the Red Sox. Brings up Jim Rice. He doubled in the 1st. The Red Sox got 5 in the 1st, and the Royals got 3 in the 7th. And Burks isn't going anywhere. And he's back. Rice waves the bat back and forth. Fly ball, left field. Bo has it for the out. Just in case you're wondering, Andy Van Slyke is not here, and Lee Smith is glad for that. Here's Rick Cerrone, 1 for 3. Rick has singled, driven in a run, and grounded into a double play. I think he was only there for 1 year. Burks back to... It's a bad throw to first, and Burks is out. They picked him off. They got Burks in the wrong way, and I didn't send him. We'll be discussing this at the staff meeting. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the 9th. It's Boston 5, Kansas City 3. So Lee Smith is making his first appearance after his All-Star game boo-boo. He's 31 years old, over from the Cubs, fastball at 94 and a ground ball pitcher. He's making his 35th appearance. He is 4-6 with a 2.77 ERA. Forget about what happened in the All-Star game. It doesn't matter for the stats. He's saved 17 out of 21. He pitched on the 10th. He got the win. In fact, he went 9 outs. No, I don't warm him up. That's back from the cards and dice games. 3 innings, 37 pitches, and 4 strikeouts. 52 innings, 38 hits, 20 runs, 16 earnings allowed, 3 homers. He walked 23 and has struck out 53. I think Earl Weaver baseball was the first game to use the whole warm up the pitcher thing, wasn't it? It'll be Tartable, White, and Bo. Danny homered in the 7th. He now is 17 on the year. He's driven in 57. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. The Royals need 2 to tie and 3 to go ahead. And because Burks got picked off at first, it would be, if Kansas City makes this a ball game, Cerrone, Owen, and Romine in the 9th. I'm in a replay league where you have to use it. That makes sense. Need to be a bit more alert than you want guys to be ready. Yep, that's true. Yeah, Tom had Earl Weaver baseball loaded up on the 3.5-inch floppy. And also, you had the code wheel. Didn't you love the code wheel? Okay, so you're sitting on the third base side at Municipal Stadium. What random 7-digit code have you got? Right, Tartable digging in. And Danny draws the walk. Did micro league? You know what? I think you did. I think you had to warm up, and I think you had to take him out if you left him in there too long. Yep, the code wheel. So the tying run at the plate for White. Frank is 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. But yeah, Adiron, Gus, I believe you're right. I believe micro league had it. And Brad Wellman is going to pinch hit. Wellman, as a pinch hitter, does have a pinch hit homer and 2 RBI. That's the good news if you're a Royals fan. The bad news is, as a pinch hitter, he's hitting 115. Overall, 197, a homer, and 5 RBI. He is the tying run, and after Red Sox Nation watched Smith in the All-Star game, they're getting a bit antsy now. Wellman drives it back and forth, fly ball center field. Burks going back and makes the catch, and Tartable goes back to first, 1 out. So now ground ball gets a split. Here's Bo. Bo is 0 for 3. He has 9 home runs on the replay. He hit 25 in real life. Got him. 2-2 fastball. Got him looking, and it's now last chance saloon for the Royals. As they're drilling next door now, here's Pat Tabler, who was 1 for 2 with a walk. Well, wait a minute. Goodness. So if you forget about what it sounded like listening on the AM radio on like a 1450 station, there you go. Tabler 1 for 2 with a walk. And Bill Buckner's going to pinch hit. So as it's a DH, so he's technically not a pinch hitter. 248, no homers, and 14 RBI. So here we go. 1 on, Buckner the tying run, 2 out in the 9th in a 5-3 game. And that's what it feels like to listen to the radio as you're driving under a long, long bridge. All right, from the belt, he's ready. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty's got it over to Evans, and that will do. So the Red Sox and Royals have split this doubleheader. The Red Sox win it 5-3. Arthur Smith gets his 18th save. All right, 5-3 the score. Red Sox 5, Kansas City 3. 5 runs, 8 hits, and error for the Red Sox. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Kansas City. Royals live on 5. Red Sox leave on 4. I'm not going to compete with that noise. We'll go through all the scores. Monday for you on Twitch. I believe it's Oakland and Detroit. Have a safe Memorial Day. We'll talk to you Monday at noon on Twitch. Good night.